Mary Beth, it is Tuesday and we are live on the Writer's Adventure for our writing group.
Yeah.
I'm going to hand to you. Yeah.
Nice to see you, you beautiful writer.
Woohoo! Writer. And back to you. You with your desk with too many notebooks on it because there's so many words on the page.
So many words in the page, so many words in the brain, all that. First, should we just do what we do and acknowledge why we're here? And this is the Tuesday night writing group. So you come, hopefully, to make this a part of your writing practice. We are with you here in spirit. We are thinking of you and sharing our writing experiences, our writing coaching experiences with you in the hopes that it can move you forward in your work and provide you with a little bit of inspiration even.
Yeah. And let's just give a hell yeah for showing up. Whatever day of the week it is. If you're live, great with us. Great. If you're tuning in another day, whatever, you're here. You've carved out the time. You've said yes to yourself as a writer, and you're going to get some words on the page tonight, and that's what this is all about. We usually check in. Hey, Mary Beth, we do.
So should we do that? A few deep breaths and moments of acknowledgement and grounding, just to start off our evening.
Tonight, I am present with thoughts about ... And
you can continue these sentences either in writing or in your head or in your voice. So I'll give you one now. Tonight I have everything I need to.
Well, that's a good one. Tonight, I welcome hard thoughts about ...
Tonight I am willing to let go of.
And just breathe. And whatever is present in your mind, just let it be there without judgment or with judgment, because we're human, but just let it be there. All right. So we do that because we're going to talk about me, I think, tonight. But to give you a sense of that, we do that because before you sit down to write, knowing where you are is important. You can't get there from there. You can only get there from here. And in fact, in my opinion, here is actually where all the juice is. It's not that thing you think you're going to write about. It's actually the thing that is present. So that's what that's about. Okay, I'm going to hand over to you, Mary Beth, because we're going to use me as a bit of a demonstrator model, I think, tonight. Hey?
Yeah. So let's just get right to it. And if you have not been following Tina on the Facebook, you might not have seen, or Medium. Did you publish that piece on Medium?
Yeah, Medium. Yeah.
Maybe you're following her on Medium and you stumbled across this beautiful piece that she wrote on Monday. And she had a whole day of immersive writing. And before I actually read the piece, I was aware of the fact that the writing of the piece was actually what made an impact on you, Tina. Like, I'm not you, so I don't know, but I'm just like, the words that I would use for my own experience like that is, it's like when you dive deep underwater and you swim and swim as far as you can, and then you come up, and the exhilaration of taking that breath. I don't know. Was it like that? Was that what your experience of writing was like on Monday? How would you describe it?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's, I don't know if in the summer, if you get like this, like where it started was like in the summer, and you just have to go for a dip. Like you just have to. It feels like it just feels wrong to not. Like sometimes we're hot, we need to go for a dip to cool down, and other times we just need to get in the water. And that's what it felt like. And then, as is my way, actually, in my own, every writer has their own flow, and as is my flow, I write immersively. And not that I can't write in short stints and stuff, but when I kind of go like dive in for the ring, you throw the ring in the water and you dive in to go get the ring, I'm not coming back up until I get the ring. Or if I miss the ring and I come back up for air, I have to go back down until I get the ring. And so when the piece was done, I felt like I had the ring in my hand, and I could swim back to the to the shallow end.
And when you entered into that writing, was that, I'm sure you had a starting place, or did you? Like, how conscious were you of where you were going, or or where that ring was situated in the pool? Was it a very deliberate sort of like, I'm going to write about this today and I'm going to hit all these bases, or where was that for you?
Again, another great question. And I would encourage anyone listening to this, you can learn from me for sure, but learn more about Mary Beth's questions, because they're not, my answers are kind of irrelevant. They're actually the questions about for you to figure out, what do you do when you write? So for me, what actually happened for the last 3 weeks, I keep saying things like, oh, I got to write that piece, whatever that piece is. Oh God, that'd make a great piece, whatever that piece is. And on Monday, if you read the piece, I'm not going to give it away, but there was this, I just had this complexity of this moment where I couldn't understand it. I had all these things going on at the same time. I was kind of in what I would call like an overflowing place. And in that overwhelm, the only way for me to ground myself and not get swept away in the emotions, or, go into sense making about it, was actually to write about it. And I knew if I wrote about it, that the truth of whatever it was would show up on the page, so that I could feel at peace with the overwhelm. And that, for me, you might call it curiosity or asking questions and stuff. Like for me, that has always been my biggest driver. It's what's the thing I don't fucking know and is making me a little bit or a lot crazy or unearthing me. And if I write to answer, to go find the answer, that's when I actually enjoy writing the most, when I don't have the answer.
Yeah. So what was your big discovery? Like, if you walked away from that piece, what did you learn? What do you know about yourself, your story, what was it that was dying to come out of there?
And I'm not going to give away the ending, but I'll say that the ending of the piece is not what I started diving for at all. Like at all.
What about the engine room? Will you give me the engine room?
Yep. The engine room was, I've told you this story, but it's so interesting. I'll tell you what I thought the engine room was, and then it changed. The engine room, I thought, was this scene between my ex-husband and I when when I had cancer, and he was telling me I'm not going to die. I'm not going to die first. And then we had a whole exchange there. I thought that was the engine room. And then as I started writing, I got this memory of not being able to tie my shoes in the cloakroom during a fire drill. And the panic that I felt about one, being 7 years old and the only person in the class that couldn't tie her shoes. And I didn't want anybody to know that there was a fire alarm going. What if it's real and I could die? And who's going to tie my shoes for me? Because I had to put and that scene actually has all of the emotional threads of everything that came after. It's actually the cloakroom scene that that is the engine room. But the spark that got it started was, yeah.
That's very cool. Can I just step away for a second so I can bring something to show you here?
Yeah, totally.
Oh, tripping over things.
Oh my gosh, what are you bringing me? Are you bringing me a pair of shoes? What are you bringing me?
No, this is just, I thought about this while you were talking. This is the book, well, I finished last night.
Oh yeah.
And to say that I finished it is half truth because I've read the actual story in this, but prior to the story, there's a very lengthy essay about the story and an analysis of the writer and the story. And what I think is so interesting, so the writer of the story is Toni Morrison. The writer of the essay is Zadie Smith. And she said, Zadie Smith says something. She says, I think most people write at least somewhat from a subconscious place, but not Toni Morrison. There's nothing, every word she puts on this page is so deliberate because she knows exactly what she wants to say, which it was quite a, it was just like, whoa. Anyways, I think I'll learn a lot actually from reading the essay on the writing itself. And yeah, I think, you know, I'm a fairly linear person.
Yeah, but what I love about that, what I'm curious about that, so there's that moment where like I didn't know the cloakroom scene was going to come up, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then as soon as it came up, and I wouldn't have said it was my engine room even at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't, you know, taking apart my writing while I was writing it. And then I remember going, why is this here? Why am I writing about this? And I kept, and then I was thinking about that. And then I was going to the conversation that I'd had with my ex-husband. And I knew that there was something about, there was a statement I was trying to get to, which is what the title of the piece is, which is called Stayable, leavable versus stayable. And so when I think about what you just said about Toni Morrison, I knew exactly what was written on the ring at the bottom of the pool, and it was leavable and stayable. And then my job was to be deliberate in what I chose to put on the page that proved or disproved that leavable, stayable thing. And so I wonder if there's a mashup between subconscious writing and deliberate writing. And from, you know, the way we work, we would say everything's deliberate.
Well, and also it's as you said, it's the choices that you make, right? So what do we want to offer people here?
Yeah, good.
On their writing journey this evening?
I think we do some writing prompts around deliberate and subconscious. I think we do both.
Okay, so I got one for you.
Okay.
Off the top of my head. What I want to say is,
yeah. Okay. I'm going to say, here's what I know. Here's what I know, and here's what I don't know. Okay.
These are the things I am haunted by, but I don't know what they mean.
Ooh, these are the things I'm haunted. I'm just writing them down. Haunted by, but I don't know what they mean. Okay. And I'm going to say, the ring at the bottom of the pool says, awesome. Woo. All right. So if you are just tuning in, we're about to take an hour and a bit to write. If you want to go find the piece that I wrote, it's in the Writer's Adventure Facebook group if you're not already part of that. And you can also find it on Medium under my name, Tina Overbury or Tina O'Life. All right, we will see you back here in an hour and a bit to check out. Happy writing, everybody.